In our last episode, we sculpted a miniature using green stuff. And according to YouTube, this video is performing better than usual. Ooh, look at that. So, before Craftman puts away the green stuff, I said it would be fun to make some hoses and cables. Ooh, yeah. Let's do that. Then we do the sharp intro and the camera comes through the trees. This is The Roll Maker by Green Stuff World. And hold on, I can hear you right now. Oh, that's something else I gotta get on Amazon. Well, not necessarily. Hang with me to the end of the program and I'll show you a cheap DIY alternative. Okay, but you have to stay with me to the end because it's a special offer that's only available limited time. I'm just playing. It's a comb is all it is. But if you want to hurry, that's all it is. But hang with me, I'll show you how to do that. We have different sizes, as you can see. So how it's going to work is... Alright, so these are going to act like a guide. It's got a spacer in between them so that what happens is shone like that. And as you can see, the pattern should create some ridges in our material. Now before we go to town just making hoses and cables, I said, Craftman baby, you need to, it would be nice to have at least something to attach to. So I took some old figures and some broken figure pieces and I cobbled us together a little figurine. Now because I wanted to get this done in about 2 days instead of about 7 days or 10 days or whatever it would be to film it, I didn't film it that way, boom, it's done and the next day you can prime it. But this is made from, oh sorry little man, the torso, the arms, and the top part of the legs came from a Ben 10 figure right there. That little chest design right there, as well as that little control panel, came from this Star Wars Powers of the Force figures that ain't really worth anything like we thought they was gonna be when we bought them back in the 90s. See that shoulder piece right there? You could turn it straight on like that and make it a neat little design. We got some boots right here. Mainly the boots come from these Mars figures that you could get at Dollar General is where I found these ones. I said it'd be needed for you could detach and mainly just keep some articulation. That's what I wanted, was an actual figure that can move and everything. So anyway, what was we talking about? Okay. Oh, so the bottom part actually, I cut up this Iron Man figure, which by the way, I got this in a bag full. Somebody family dog must have had some battles with him, But anyway, the bottom of the feet, I thought, that worked kind of good for that, I think, In fact, I got a lot of things from these Disney. I think this was from a game called Infinity. Yeah, it must have been hot for a little while, but you can buy these by the bag full now. Anyway, all kinds of little chop pieces, especially when it comes to all the little attachments. See, like that right there. That came off of this gentleman. This little tank right there came from this figure right here. I just worked my way around it. And I generally keep just, little pieces and bits like things on hands, air tanks and attachments that I can just add to something. That's the head from Official Price Adventure People that I modified by just, sticking some little plastic pieces on it, Yeah. I finished it out by putting a bunch of grommets on the legs right there. See, I kind of like that look. I got several places for where we can attach hoses and things. So yeah, and I'm just going to be honest, I want to have bukus or just hoses and cables coming out. All right, green stuff. In my last episode, I mentioned about how you should have some water on your fingertips. Is helpful to keep it from sticking. It's going to want to stick, especially if you wear nitrile gloves like Craftman stuff. So, all right, so you want to mix whatever epoxy that you're using. You want to mix it until it's consistent. All right. And then I like to just let it sit for maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes. All right. All right, so let's take us a little pinch right there. We're gonna roll it out into a little worm, a snake, whatever that you prefer to call it. Look at how narrow that is right through there. See that? That's pretty narrow. That means we gotta make that pretty narrow. All right, now then. All right, let's just see what's gonna happen right here. All right, I'm gonna put it right in the middle, right in the middle. All right. To be honest, I've tried this one time on, which one is it? My large one. That's why it's got a little bit of residue. So I'm not going to push down. I'm actually just going to kind of come in here and just kind of kiss just lightly. Okay. Now, yeah, there we go. Don't want it to stick. Don't want it to stick, baby. Ooh, yeah. Just about like that right there now. Ooh, yeah. Let's set that one to the side and make another one. All right, here we go. Second verse, same as the first. Lightly. Once you feel that it's rolling over and it's not sticking down like a pancake, then you can apply a little bit more firm pressure. Then, all right, now, let's see. Ooh, okay. Now watch this right here. Let's try this. Using the flat side. Ooh, that's pretty neat right there now. Yeah. Now let's switch from the medium to the large one right there. With it not being pressed down, it's lightly sitting on there. Then we also going to take and not press it, but we're going to just ever so lightly, gently. And then once it's rolling pretty good, it ain't sticking, push down a little bit more. Ooh. Let's try another one. All right. Let's back it out. That started to stick right there. Oh boy, okay. So when that happens, I just take me a thumbnail and a paper towel, and the key is to get down into the groove, so that's why I'm using my thumbnail. Reckon we could take some petroleum jelly. And then just wipe the excess away. All right, so we don't want it to be too slick, so I got as much of that off of there as I could, but we do want to have it down in the grooves. Maybe that'll keep our green stuff from sticking. So that's the basics of the roll maker. But I want to show you a little extra here. Instead of having both go the same direction, you could turn one to a right angle and get a pretty interesting effect from it. Pretty neat. And we'll try the small one. And I really like this effect right here. Just gives it a little extra something, in my opinion. Oh, and one more thing, look. See that little angle? Watch this. You could take and fit it just like that right there. And now, ooh, that feels different. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness, okay. It gives it a different effect, you know, and I could probably get a more clean result if I push down a little harder, but I think that's the biggest tip I can tell you is to start out rocking slow before you get too crazy with it, you know. So we accomplished in details that would be pretty difficult to do otherwise. Now you can go ahead and shape your hoses into position whatever you need, but what Craftman wants to do is to let them cure because green stuff is flexible. And then we could just, you know, hose around with them without worrying about messing them up, you know. Yeah, all right. Another little tip I wanted to throw out is when you are shaping your hoses or cables, to leave them to cure, I would encourage instead of just, you know, letting it cure with like a hard bend in it. Ooh, hello. You probably want to tend to more sweeping curves, okay? But a lot of times, if you have a big bulky cable, it's going to need a little bit of a kind of a bulkier loop because it implies that the cable or hose has some structure. Maybe it's got some metal shielding or some sheathing and some coatings, but it makes it look like some oomph. All right, but if you have a skinny cable, now it can hang a little difference, you know, but it might have a tighter radius to it, you see. But yeah, little tip right there. I got a bunch of combs right here from the dollar store. Take a look at the length of the teeth right there. That's not going to give you very much rolling room versus that type. That type of comb will give you a little more real estate to roll with. Okay, our first attempt, we got something, but it's not very it's not the most consistent, you know, but it's workable. See there right there? So let's try to keep it within, show, right there. All right, that's a lot more consistent right there now. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So I tried coloring it with a variety of different methods. I tried acrylic. I tried some oil-based paint. I tried some mica powders as well. Please don't forget to wear your dust mask. Mica powder does work. Vallejo and them watercolor, that's just acrylic. This is some inexpensive oil color, but look at that. I've been trying various of ways to accomplish the ridge effect with a comb, and so basically what I've come up with is that I like to just kind of ease into it like that. And I'm watching that it's, all right. And I'm watching that it's going straight because you don't want to go up one way and then come back catawampus. All right. So we can just shape our hose how we want it, or we can leave it to cure straightened out like that, and then it's going to be flexible. But if you got a real bend that you need to put in it, you might want to do it ahead of time and just kind of let it cure so it looks like it's sagging. Naturally, yeah. It's not a whole lot to it. It's really just a matter of going smooth, not pushing too hard at first, keeping it light, and then easing into the groove, okay? I feel like gray would be probably one of the most acceptable colors, along with maybe a black, you know, like a rubber, or maybe even some tans and like that. But Craftman wanted some contrast for the thumbnail, so we're gonna stick with the green. I reckon we done just about all the damage we can do. Look at that. My man looks like he got entrails coming out of him. But he has to be prepared to live in a post-apocalyptic environment that might be devoid of commercial oxygen, high quality oxygen. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna call that finished. Thank you for joining me today. Some of y'all been asking about Auto 7. Well, we've been trying to upgrade him for mobility, and our last experiment backfired. It was his idea, but I should have known better. I'm excited to see y'all in the next one. And until then, I love y'all. And keep on steady crafty.